provide to, and how we can to use as a tools to basically to share this something related to the workshop. One very important expert is basically Dr. Pankaj Gupta. He is a member of the Child Welfare Committee of CWC Delhi. Dr. Gupta basically they had a lot of the experience of the 2 decades in the social sector and holding a PhD and a Master of Social Work from the University of Delhi. And he has served as a prestigious roles at a NTPC Limited and the National NISD, basically National Institute of the Social Defense, as a member of the CFWC. He specializes in the institutional care and the practical enforcement of child protection law. So I hope so. His expertise and the experience which is fruitful for us for the legal literacy awareness. Another second, basically the very important, the experts and very perform to share the experience on the basis of the specifically the legal literacy. Dr. Vijay Kumar Pandey. He's also the member of the Child Welfare Committee, Delhi, and a very prominent social work educator and practitioner. Basically, Dr. Pandey also holds the PhD from the University of Delhi. He is a highly sought after the expert trainer in the POXO Act and the gender sensitive intervention. His roles in the CWC allows him to provide the invaluable insight into the procedure, especially for the juvenile justice the system. So I welcome you on the behalf of the both of the experts and the NAPSWI and the all the part from the all the participants and all the executive members of the NAPSWI. So thank you very much. The anchors once again given opportunity and all the best to all of you that basically legal literacy workshop series. It is a good idea and basically give the and also to establish the very the milestone milestone in the area of the social work at a large scale at the whole the pan India. So thank you very much once again. So basically, I want to quit with the permission of the organizer and with the president because I'm not in the Lucknow, I'm in the Chandigarh. So I'm in the market. I basically I leave and the best wishes to all the participants and the all the experts basically so that I will join definitely if I will get this some time and listen to will listen the basically the comments on the legal literacy series. So thank you very much once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for clearly setting the
Thank
context
you, sir.
and reminding us why legal literacy is essential for effective and ethical social work practice. Thank you, sir. I would request everyone to kindly mute yourself, please, so that it smoothly goes ahead. We now move to the first segment of today's workshop, which focuses on understanding what the law is. This segment will help participants in understanding the statutory framework of the Juvenile Justice Act 2015, deconstruct the code definitions, provisions, and legal structures, and clarify the roles of statutory bodies under the Act. It is my privilege to introduce our first panelist, the legal expert, Dr. Vijay Kumar Pandey. Do we have the option to mute everyone? Do we have that option? Do we? Um, I think there is some option where we can mute everyone or we can enable that everyone will be mute. Can you check? Yeah, so introducing Dr. Vijay Kumar Pandey. He is a senior consultant and social impact expert. Dr. Vijay Kumar Pandey is a distinguished social work professional and a current member of the Child Welfare Committee, Delhi. He holds a PhD from the University of Delhi with a career defined by pioneering research on homelessness and an unwavering commitment to child protection. Beyond his current committee role, Dr. Pandey brings deep institutional expertise from his tenure as a member of the Juvenile Justice Board. His influence on the legal landscape is further highlighted by his service on the drafting committee of the model rules of the juvenile justice. contributing to the formulation of procedural guidelines governing child justice administration in India. As an expert police and judicial trainer, he specializes in simplifying complex legal frameworks, including the POCSO and Juvenile Justice Acts for frontline practitioners. His extensive experience in social impact assessment and policy drafting makes him a leading voice in bridging the critical gap between academic theory and field reality. So the session is now yours. Kindly go ahead.
Uh, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Pragati,
You
yeah.
are audible.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Pragati and Srinath, for introducing me for such a kind introduction. And in fact, I congratulate the NAPSWI team for making this happen. We today will talk about the Juvenile Justice Act, and if you see this Act 1915 come into force on 15th January 2016. So it is already we have passed 10 years, and we now everywhere we people are basically taking a stocks of the act, how it is implemented, and uh, even in our institution also we talk and we basically honorable courts also basically organize different programs on implementation of this act. So I really congratulate NAPSWI team, and especially the president, Professor Sanjai Bhatt and Anoop sir, provide me opportunity to express my sharing, to share my experience uh, in GGB, and at the same time, presently I'm working with Child Welfare Committee as a member. So uh, with this, before I start, um, first we have to understand why as a social worker, basically it's a platform. Of course, people from the law background also comes also present here. But why as a social worker it is important for us to understand the Juvenile Justice Act, Care and Protection of Children Act, that we have to understand first. So one thing, अगर मैं बोलूँ तो एक लाइन में मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि ignorance of anything is and particularly for children who are one of the most vulnerable population, is basically injustice to that particular population. And in case of India, if you see our population, children constitute somewhere around 25% of our population. So it is very important to understand their needs, uh, uh, their vulnerability, how they are affected by different institutions, different situations. So here and one act which basically serve the purpose of these children is nothing but a Juvenile Justice Act. Of course, there are also some other acts, also POCSO and other acts, and child labor and child marriage. Many legislations are there for the children, but this act is, we can say, the mother of all the act, where children basically see children uh, uh, as a agency which has different needs, altogether different needs from the adult. Their needs are different, their physical needs are different psychological needs are different, their emotional needs and different development needs, all these needs. And you see, not needs, that their rights are different from, so we have to think about the different altogether different legislation, and here we see the Juvenile Justice Act, Care and Protection. I'm not going into the history of this Juvenile Justice Act, um, since I have very limited time. I'll fully concentrate on the 2015 act, which is very new, and uh, and which basically there are very many changes as has happened in the act, if we compare with 2000 act of juvenile justice. So, uh, with this, first we talk about the central philosophy. Uh, when I say that children has different needs, uh, uh, whether it could be the physical needs or whether it could be emotional, psychological, or developmental needs. So the philosophy, in fact, the central philosophy also uh, take care of all those needs, and it talks about the uh, child-centric approach, which is child-centric restorative philosophy, on which the whole act is based on. It talks about the rehabilitative and restorative and reformative justice, not the retributive. We never talk about the punitive aspect of it. Of course, in 2015, after Nirbhaya case, people started talking about the people after Nirbhaya case, people also started talking about the uh, uh, fixing some accountability on the children. So here also we see some accountability for the crimes done by the children. Yeah, hello. So it the central philosophy, if you see, can be combined with in three lines. It embodies child-centric restorative philosophy, prioritizes rehabilitating and reformative approach over punitive one, and third is accountability for the heinous crimes, especially the heinous crimes. uh, if you see the chapters, we have 10 chapters in the Act. First chapter is talking about the title, its extent, its different definitions, commencement, and all this. That is preliminary chapter. Second chapter talks about the principles and care and protection of children, which basically comes from different legislation, different policy like UNCRC, our constitution. Everything is there. We basically talk about the principle. There you talk about the principle. Then third chapter talks about the juvenile justice board. Basically, it's different. We have different institutions for children of different categories. So here, chapter 3 talks about the Juvenile Justice Board. Chapter 4 talks about the procedures in relation to children in conflict with law. Chapter 5 talks about the Child Welfare Committee. 6, procedure in relation to child in need of care and protection. 7, rehabilitation and social reintegration. And here our role is very, very important as social worker. And chapter 8 is adoption. It is altogether very new chapter added to the act. Chapter 9 is also new, very new for this act, that is other offenses against children. And chapter 10 is miscellaneous, where we talk about the appeal, age determination, and everything. So this is whole act, we can say, in basic constitute the 10 chapters. And now the principle. When we see the principle, whether it is principles of participation, best interest, safety measures, non-stigmatizing semantics, we see all these uh, principles are somewhere related. In fact, very much related with what we have learned in social work principles, uh, like equality and non-discrimination, non-stigmatizing semantic, right to privacy, confidentiality, everything. And other than that, for children, since we are dealing with the children, we have like principle of best interest of the child, uh, principle of participation. All these principles are comes from the uh, different policy. I have already said, like UNCRC or fundamental all rights of constitution, all principle of diversion, principle of fresh start, principle of best interest of the for the child. These are all principles. And while dealing with the cases of children, we always keep in mind, and at the back of the mind, always think about these principles. Always uh, um, keep thinking while giving any type of I can say the order or any instructions. Now, another thing is while dealing with children, since already we have I said that children is very altogether very different constituency as compared to the adults. So here we also talk about the different language is used or the procedures used in case of the children, uh, which are very child friendly and always follow the principles, all those principles uh, discussed in section 3 of the act. So here, some like examples in the act, you can see in 2000 act we talk about the juveniles, but in 2015 juveniles are altogether removed from the act, and we say the child in conflict with law or child in need of care and protection. Then terminology like trial, in place of trial, we say the inquiry, we do inquiry है ना? The charge sheet, framing charge sheet, like in adult court, what we say, charge frame किया जा रहा है ना? Here we notice, frame notice है ना? uh, in in place of arrest, we always say apprehension. So these are the words we use in case of children. So somewhere around this are non-offending, at the same time it is child friendly. So like in regular court, आप देखो वहां पर जिस तरह का स्ट्रक्चर होता है, here the structure very informal, child friendly structure we can see. uh, Even lawyers are not in their और जो regular robe जो होते हैं वो भी नहीं होता है, not even, and police are not allowed to enter the institution in their police uniform. They come usually in civil dress. No handcuff while producing the child. Proceedings in child-friendly environment. Uh, uh, Keeping in mind that the rights of the child should not be compromised at any stage. And lastly, and which is most important, is that every every officers, every uh, we say stakeholders who are associated with this whole system is basically they basically get training on child friendly, child centered, uh, child we say बच्चों के साथ जो बच्चों के लायक जो जिस तरह के प्रोसीजर होते हैं, जो बच्चों को डराया नहीं, उस तरह के प्रोसीजर वगैरह पर इन्हें हमेशा ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है. तो these are the basically important things which we see in this act. Now, since we talk about the children, and we have two type of children. One is the act talks about the two type of children. One is children in conflict with law, and second is children in need of care and protection. And one thing is very important that we always have to understand, that this concept is very dynamic in nature, circumstantial in nature. And many times while giving judgment, JJB also, sometimes JJB, a child in conflict with law, also may sometimes situation arises when the JJB also orders for children to basically they send the children in CWC, है ना, कि जब बच्चा वही बच्चा जो कि चाइल्ड इन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट विथ लॉ में आता है, वो बच्चा फिर CWC में भी जाता है, मतलब sometimes treated as a CNCP. And there are section 8G also, it talks about the power of JJB, which basically talks about the children in conflict with law also sometimes treated as CNCP. So these are the very circumstantial in nature. क्या है? And so we have, for two types of children, we also have the two type of institutions to deal with their issues, है ना? One is child in conflict with law. If you say child in conflict with law, we have an institution called Juvenile Justice Board. And second is child in need of care and protection. And for that, we have the separate entity that is called Child Welfare Committee. And as per the new act, every state, it is mandatory for every state to have a child, both the institution in every district. है ना? So this is the new in keeping in mind the importance of children issues. The legislation talks the uh, about forming such institution in every district. So here, when you see the children conflict with law, so we have, if you see the category of children in conflict with law, we have four categories of children. One is children who will produced by the Juvenile Justice, who will be produced before the Juvenile Justice Act board. Uh, Second category is children who will be processed jointly by Juvenile Justice Board and Child Welfare Committee. That is where I say, I have said that it is very dynamic in nature. Many times the children who are CCL can also be treated as children in need of care and protection. Children who will be processed by the children court under section 19(1) and 2 and 4, the children who will be processed as adult by children court. So we have, if you see the categories of children in conflict with law, we have four types of children, uh, and under different sections. So and these children are basically indulged basically in different type of offenses, and offenses are basically in the act, offenses are categorized into three types. One is petty offenses. Petty offenses are those offenses which are actually these offenses are basically characterized on the basis of their severity and at the same time as per the IPC. That is petty offenses where the uh, punishment is below 3 years custody, and like minor tips and something. Here, in such cases, always we never apprehend the child put into the protective custody. Basically, board basically in board we do the summary proceedings without full trial. Uh, basically sent into the protective custody of the parents. Second is the serious offense. Here, the punishment, imprisonment is from 3 to 7 years, below 7 years of imprisonment, custody period, and in case of robbery, grievous, and it is dealt with in section 15 of clause 54. Uh, Here, in such cases, full proceedings done, and also here also children are basically as the situation arises, children are put into the custody of their parents, protective custody of parents. Wherever in such cases where there is fear of safety of the children, boards think that the safety is mm, somewhere around safety issue concerns are there, then only the board keep the children in observation homes for the during the inquiry period. And third is basically main thing. Third is the heinous offenses. Here, the offenses which are where the imprisonment is 7 years and more. तो these are the three type of offenses हम देख रहे हैं, जो कि एक तो पेटी ऑफेंसेस है जहां पर कि 3 साल से नीचे क्या हुआ, और हीनियस ऑफेंसेस। यहाँ सबसे बड़ी चीज जो न्यू एक्ट में जो वी सी द न्यू एक्ट, इन द न्यू एक्ट वी सी द चेंजेस, है ना, कि जहां 7 साल और उससे ऊपर की सजा, लाइक हीनियस क्राइम, लाइक रेप, लाइक मर्डर, एंड हियर वी टॉक अबाउट द प्रिलिमिनरी असेसमेंट, है ना। प्रोविजन यहाँ पर आया कि प्रिलिमिनरी असेसमेंट की बात हुई, जो सेक्शन 15 की बात करता है इन केस ऑफ हीनियस ऑफेंसेस। और एंड एज इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट, फ्रॉम 16 to 18 years of age अगर बच्चा है, तो वहां पर हम बात करते हैं कि हीनियस ऑफेंसेस है, और वहां पर देन वी बोर्ड गिव direction for the preliminary assessment of the child. And preliminary assessment to be done by the within 3 months from the date of first production. It is very important. This time is very important. Uh, and assessment of the board may take assistance of experienced psychologists, psychosocial workers, and other experts on the following factors. These are the factors, all 4 factors. Or one is mental capacity of the child, whether the child able to understand the offense, his cognitive uh, uh, cognitive uh, ability. Uh, then second is physical capacity, his strength and power. Third is ability to understand the consequences of the offense, outcomes of the offense, and circumstances in which the child allegedly committed the offense, like fear of influence, family background, and coercion on prior record. Everything we see, board basically give direction to the committee of expert psychologists, and they basically do the assessment and give the report to the board. But it is also important to note that the whatever the committee gives the report, it is not mandatory on board. जो बोर्ड होता है, ऐसा नहीं कि जो भी आप दे रहे हो उसको हूबहू उसको फॉलो करो, इवन इफ द समटाइम्स इवन कमिटी गिव्स देयर रिपोर्ट इन फेवर ऑफ द चाइल्ड शुड बी ट्रीटेड एज द एडल्ट, देयर many times board never accept that, and so the whole जो पूरा जो होता है वो डिपेंड करता है, पूरे पूरा जो बोर्ड का जो पावर होता है, बोर्ड डिसाइड्स वेदर द चाइल्ड शुड बी treated as adult or not. So the once the but here once the child is board accepts the committee that the child could be treated as the adult, then transfer the children, the case to the children's court prescribed only. But it is also important that It is the adult treatment of children is in very exceptional case. Since even if the board send the case to the children court, children court have the power to accept the that direction, that report or not. It is the power. It is in their power. They have the power to accept. And even the children court, once the decision, once uh, so the decision of JJB to treat the child as an adult is not binding on the children court, and it can differ from the JJB and based on its own assessment. So it is very child centric. Whole the treatment, whole the procedure is very child centric. Even in children court also, the procedure is very much in the best interest of the child. So this is the new thing which came into the and once the child is uh, considered as a uh, adult, the whole procedure, even in that case also, the whole procedures basically is dealt in the child-friendly manner. Now, second institution is the Child Welfare Committee. And here, Child Welfare Committee, we have to deal with the children who need care, and we have basically uh, uh, three type of children. We say abundant children, which are basically CNCP. And CNCP also, we say CNCP is also is a dynamic concept. uh, कि हो सकता है कि कोई बच्चा आज सीएनसीपी है और कल के दिन हो सकता है कि वो सीएनसीपी ना हो. So it is also have to think while giving. So CNCP, we have in category of CNCP, always we talk about the three type of children: abandoned children, orphan children, and surrendered children. है ना? These are the three type of children. Abandoned means the child deserted by his biological adopted parents or guardians who have been declared abandoned by the committee after due inquiry. Whereas Section 242 talked about the orphan children who is without biological and adoptive parents and or legal guardian, whose legal guardian not or we say he uh, uh, the this children from the dysfunctional family, unfit family. That is also so, and whose legal guardian not willing to take or capable of taking care of child. Whereas surrendered children means the who is relinquished by the parents, guardians, and committee on account of physical, emotional, and social factors beyond their control and declare suicide. And here the role of child welfare committee comes. So other than that, we have in section 2, clause 14, we have a type of cases where we say the children are in need of care protection, like children who are found without home, settled uh, without any uh, settlement, who is found working in contravention of, in fact, child labor. Children comes in child labor, found in begging, living on a street. Children who is killed, has killed, injured, or exploited by in fact, abused uh, by someone mentally ill, uh, uh, or abused children uh, are affected by armed conflict, civil unrest, and children in child marriage. So these are the basically we see the section 214 for such these are such children. But here we have to see in section 214 जो भी बच्चों की बात हो रही है, they are basically circumstances based. In many cases, जैसे एक बच्चा marriage, child marriage care. If a if a child has the family, है ना, और फैमिली या गार्जियन जो अगर उसको दैट इज फिट फॉर टू टेक केयर ऑफ द चाइल्ड, देन that child cannot be put in the children home, क्योंकि इन सभी के लिए whatever we have seen the in case of child in conflict with law or children in need of care and protection, we have different agencies, we have different type of institution to take care of this their needs. Like in if you see the juvenile justice board, we have three type of institution where the child can be put. One is the observation home. Here the children are put uh, till the inquiry is in process. Then place of safety, or there if a child who has committed offense, say a child is now child is adult and he has committed offense when he is below 18 years of age, and still the inquiry is on, then in that case, if a child is required to put in the in home, then he is placed in place of safety. So we have different, and in case of whereas in case of CNCP, we have different type of child care institution for children who are below 6 years of age. They are put into uh, a specialized agency. Adoption agency for children who are below 6 years of age, and above they are put into childcare institutions. So we have different type of also as in the act we have provisions of different type of agencies. There are in the act we also have different stakeholders like uh, DCPU, District Child Protection, State Child Protection Unit, so that here we have I have already talked about this thing. Then special juvenile police. This is one of the unit constituted in every district. As per the act, we have every district uh, a special SJPU, a special child juvenile police unit, where the where the we can this whole unit is basically dedicated for the children, for the well-being of the children. So, and also as per the act, every police station should have the child welfare police. So, and all the police they basically comes under the SCP. Then other agencies are like station officer outreach or workers. Role of very 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 important. Yes, they are the basically backbone. If you see the child welfare committee, it is primarily our work and social work. Our work is more of a reformation rehabilitation.
Sir, audio is breaking, sir.
Hello, hello. Am I
Yeah,
audible?
yeah, now.
So our as a social worker, our work is more of a aftercare process or rehabilitation. So here every these officers, probation officer, welfare officer, outreach worker, counselors, here our role is very as a social worker, we are there as a probation officer, welfare officer, outreach work, the counselor. So here our work is very important. How to deal with the children, how to make decision in the best interest of the child. And for that, we have different type of tools basically given in the act. Like one is SIR, Social Investigation Report. It is basically one report which are used immensely during whether it could be in case of uh, children in conflict with law. While giving bail to the child, uh, we always see this report. What is the basically economic, social, economic, and other status of the child? Only then, when we see the child, it is important. It is very actually we give the child to their parents, or we put the child in the home. uh, this tool is very, very important. Similarly, we have another tool, that is ICP, individual care plan. That is also very important. In fact, we have three major tools. In case of Juvenile Justice Board, we basically invariably use three types of tools. One is SBR, that is made basically it is the police who basically uh, fill that social background report. Then 164 statement, and third is basically the SIR. So, and once the child go into the home, where we see the ICP, we talk about the individual care plan. It is same as, जैसे हम अपने बच्चों को करते हैं ना, हम अपने बच्चों के बारे में सोचते हैं कि कैसे आगे कैसे करेगा. So this is the same thing, but in case of child care institution, we always talk. This tool is basically, this report is very dynamic in nature. Every 3 months, we basically ask the institution to furnish the report, the actually current status, and there we see how the development occurs. So it is very, very important tools. Then another is civil society organization and non-governmental organization, where also we are the party. So these are the stakeholders. One important thing which basically we see in the new act is, that is mandatory reporting. It talks about the mandatory reporting. Uh, like any individual police officer, functionary, or any of any organization, nursing home, hospital, maternity home, they have to report who finds or take charge of or handed over, or a child who appears to be claimed to be abandoned or lost, or to be orphaned without family support. So they have to inform the dedicated agency, which is CWC, DCPU, or Childline, to or nearest police station within the 24 hour. And if they do not inform, it is considered offense, and failure to such offense is punishable with imprisonment up to 6 months, and fine up to 10,000, or both. So these are the some of the important aspect we see in the new act, that we say the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children 2015 Act. Other than that, uh, um, uh, we can discuss in during the question hour. Thank you.
सर थैंक यू सो मच. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इतनी स्पष्ट और व्यावहारिक जानकारी देने के लिए. At this point, I would like to hand over the session to my co-anchor, Mr. Srinath Bandela.
So, thank you, Pragati. Thank you, sir, Vijay sir, for your valuable information as well. We now move to the second segment of today's workshop, which focus on how to use the law in real field situations. So, in this second session, we'll be covering the social investigation report (SIRs), interagency coordination, and functioning of the Child Welfare Committee, real world challenges, and case based learning. So, before that, it is my pleasure to introduce our second panelist, the resource person, Dr. Pankaj Gupta, who is expert in child rights and social defense. Dr. Pankaj Gupta holds a PhD from the University of Delhi and brings over 13 years of professional experience across government, corporate, and NGO sectors, including work with the NTPC Limited and the National Institute of Social Defense. He is currently a member of Child Welfare Committee, Delhi, and has also served as its officiating chairperson, a recipient of the National Women's Day Award 2022 from the Delhi Commission for Women. Dr. Gupta is deeply committed to child rights, gender justice, and strengthening professional social work practice in India. So now I request Dr. Pankaj Gupta, sir, to take over the session. See you, sir.
Yeah. First of all, I'm really thankful to the NAPSWI, its president, Professor Sanjay Bhatt, and Professor Anoop Bharti, and all the team, especially because I'm in continuous in touch with Mr. Om. So I'm really thankful to you guys, for organizing it. So I'll begin with the topic. I think many of the things has already been covered uh, by Vijay sir. So I'll quickly one second. I'm unable to share the screen. I mean the PPT in it. So if anybody, I mean Om or Srinath, if you could help me out in it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it now visible? Not. I don't know.
Yes, sir. We can see the screen.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. So I'll quickly go through. Firstly, I think the definition of CNCP that has already been covered by Vijay sir in his previous slide, but there are a few things that I'll be discussing in it. So likewise, he has said, there are children who are orphan, abandoned, or surrendered child who comes under the definition of CNCP, then child labor, then vulnerable, abused and exploited, parents not found, or who are at imminent risk of getting married before attaining the age of 18 years. Then there are victim of abuse. So what happened basically in this case? Uh, uh, Basically, specifically, if I'll speak about the POXO matter, in this matter, it's not that every child will automatically comes under the category of CNZP once any mishappening has happened with that particular child. It's basically, if you see, there is another act, Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, and I think the discussion of that will be taking place on whenever the next session on legal literacy will be conducted by NAPSWI. But in that provision, in that act itself, POXO Act, there is a provision in sub rule 4 wherein it has been very well defined that who comes under the CNCP category and must be produced before CWC. So there are basically three categories where they have defined it. One, a child who is staying in the same household or shared household with the accused in that matter, or the child who does not have any place of stay or do not have the family to support, or the child who is staying in the child care institution. So apart from that, if a child is staying with a family, they will not fall under the category of child CNCP. And basically, the CWC has jurisdiction only in the matter of children who are falling under the need of care and protection, right? So, yeah. So, basically, if you see the Child Welfare Committee is basically a statutory body which is constituted under Section 27 of Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Act, and it is conferred with the power of Metropolitan Magistrate or Judicial Magistrate of first class. So basically, what happened? The When we say that it is being conferred with the power of Metropolitan Magistrate, the CWC is having the power to in certain cases pass the order, ensure that the person with whom any information relating to the child is available, uh, he shall be brought before CWC. So and it's yes, since the Child Welfare Committee is a statutory body and conferred with the power of Metropolitan Magistrate, so its order is challengeable. So it means that they can be challenged before the district court, or specifically the children courts, which is a court of session. And apart from that, there are basically two mechanisms of challenging the order of CWC. If it is related to uh, sponsorship, adoption related, if it is there, and aftercare. So in these three cases, what happened? The order can be challenged before the district magistrate. Uh, uh, and DM in this case is also the reviewing authority uh, of the functioning of the CWC. And apart from that, all the cases will be challenged before the Court of Sessions. So basically, the CWC deals exclusively, as I've said, with CNCP children, and one of its member is always available. So it means even after office hours, also one of the members of Child Welfare Committee is always available. So, and for that purpose, Child Welfare Committees basically they draw the duty roster, and accordingly, the member should be available. Okay. So before deciding that whether the child is CNCP, the major task of CWC is to decide whether the individual who has appeared before the CWC is a child or not. So for that purpose, CWC has, first of all, it can presume at the very appearance of the child that he is below the age of 18 years, and for that purpose they'll have to record it, that yes, that on prima facie the child looks say for example might be 14 years, 15 years, 17 years for that matter. So they can see that, and after that only they will proceed with rest of the procedures. And the second is so if there is any doubt to the CWC whether the child appeared before that is uh, not a child, so in that case, the CWC can ask for birth certificate from educational institution. When I say education institution, it's basically the matriculation certificate. And what happened is because of the various judgment that has been passed by the honorable courts on different occasions, it's where there is a doubt about the certificate which has been brought before CWC. So they basically they go for the first school attended certificate that they will go for, that and they admit it as a valid proof of the certificate. So when I say this birth certificate, it's not essential that on a prima facie they'll consider that it's 17 years old or 16-year-olds, and then they will not ask for any proof of it. Subsequent also they can ask for submission of the copy of this your this thing age related document. So the second document may be the birth certificate that is issued by the municipal authorities or panchayat. And then if these two are not available, so so when I say determination, it's first the certificate issued from the school authorities. Second, if it is not available, then from municipality or panchayat. If both of them are not available, then CWC has the option of having age determination test. And in majority of the cases, the age determination test is basically which is being used by in India is ossification, bone ossification test. So then only, I mean, once it is being decided that this is a child, then CWC goes ahead with the procedure. So first, as Vijay sir has already clarified, that who can produce the child before CWC. So it's basically anybody on the on a plain application they'll write. If he or she is not able to write it, then in Delhi the provision is there that legal services advocates which are being appointed by Delhi Legal Services Authority in CWC across Delhi will be available. They will assist the child and their family members, or for that matter, any other person who are producing the child before CWC as the child as the child falling under the category of CNCP. So the CWC in those cases take cognizance of the matter, that yes, this in the first order itself they take cognizance whether the child is CNCP or not, and accordingly they'll receive the children, right? And subsequent to that, if the family is available, that yes, then in that case they'll have to look whether the family is capable enough or not, uh, uh, capable enough or not to take care of the child. So accordingly they will decide whether the child shall be restored to the family or not. And if the family is not available, then they can straight away place the child in any of the child care institution. So subsequent to first production, the CWC orders for conducting the inquiry. Now the inquiry conducting, I mean, as Vijay sir has already stated that there are different mechanisms to it. For example, if a child comes to me, I mean, there is a case that I'll be discussing with you. There was a missing girl who was placed in child welfare, who was placed in childcare institution by the order of CWC. But the child, after inquiry was conducted, the child stated that she is from Amritsar. So in that case, what happened? Although we asked for the SIR report, that is social investigation report, but in that report itself, the district child protection officer did not say conclusively that the family of the child is available, because he says that they claim that the child is theirs, but uh, they do not. But the family does not have the age. Sorry, document any document related to the child, or their own to establish that they are the actual parents of the child. But when the child had an interaction with the family, she could able to recognize them. So what happened in that case? I also asked one of my staff, sorry, one of the staff of childcare institution, that she shall visit to the place in Amritsar and find out that whether they are this is the family of the child or not. So when this lady went over there, the child identified her family. The police officials were also there. So what happened in the presence of police officials? Police officials have also confirmed that yes, this is the family. Child is also recognizing. So what happened? There are certain occasions wherein the law is silent. That how to move about it. But in that in that entire law, if any problem occurs, the CWC generally uh, ch- uh, resort to principles which are given under the JJ Act under Section 3. So in that provision itself, there are a total number of 16 principles. So one of the principles over there is mentioned that we have to uh, listen to the child, consider what they are saying, and it should be based on the age and maturity of the child. So in this case, the child was around 13 to 14 years of age. So child has recognized, police has confirmed. But when I passed the order that the child shall be, since the family was on the street without any document, it is not at all advisable that the child shall directly go to the parents, because ultimately she will be on road itself. So the family in that case was not able to take care of the child. But it is also essential that families should be able to have communication with the child, and it should be easy, because for them it will be difficult to travel from all the way from Amritsar to Delhi. And there are other mechanisms as well. For example, in Delhi, I can also link them with the sponsorship scheme, so that family will get some amount of money, so that the child will stay with them. And then we'll try that family shall stand on its own feet and try to identify a place of abode, and the child education shall be continued. So what happened in that case? Though I requested the CWC over there, but it was difficult task, because that CWC was little reluctant. But the thing is this: since the provisions said that it should be based on inquiry, it does not mention that we shall stick only and only on social investigation report. It's an inquiry which was completed since police authorities were also available. So because of that reason only, I sent the child to Amritsar, although with a great difficulty, because at times CWCs also remained data. So now, yes. Then second rule, we can issue directions to the multiple stakeholders. So now the multiple stakeholders, if I say, we can issue direction to the district child protection unit, to the welfare officers, to the in charge, to any other person related to the child, wherein the CWC thinks that the best interest of the child can be served, and then accordingly they can decide. So, and apart from that, the CWC can issue directions to SARS as well, to police authorities. So likewise, there are multiple other stakeholders in the entire JJ systems, where the CWC can issue directions to them. Now, the CWC can also declare fit person or LFA. So fit person means, because at times it happens that the family is not capable, or for example family is not available, but any of their relatives will be available who is willing, and child is also interested to go with them. So for that, declaring them fit person, CWC conducts a small inquiry to understand that how feasible it is to send the child into that family, or to that in particular individual. So if we receive this satisfactory inquiry report, then the person can be declared a fit person and child can be sent along with her, along with her or him. And apart from that, LFA. So just Vijay sir has discussed that there are three uh, in three category of children was there. So like surrendered children, orphan children, and abandoned children. So these sort of children can be declared legally free for adoption if there is no one available for them, and nobody is willing to take care of them. But recently, in not actually recently, it's basically in December 2023 or 24 somewhere. The Honorable Supreme Court has issued a direction wherein they have also defined two other categories, that is children with node visitations and children with unfit parents. So if that conditions are there, so for example, unfit parent can be the parent who, despite making all efforts, are not willing to take the responsibility of the child, and continuously ensuring that the child stays in CCIs, that is child care institution. So in that case, the CWC can take stand that this family is unfit or their parents are unfit to take care of the child. And in certain cases, they are mentally unstable. If I say, they are mentally because mentally unstable parents will also be there. They are facing severe psychological issues, and those issues are perpetual actually and cannot be cured. And because of that reason, child cannot be sent along with them. So for that, the state government, central government may constitute a board, and that board will decide and issue a certificate in that regard. And then only those sort of children can be declared legally free for adoption. Then we have orphan children, as I said that, yes, orphan children basically, those sorts of children whose parents are not available. So CWC, first of all, make all the efforts. In that case, they'll publish the photograph of the child, and it also ensures that through DCPU that the child, if after having an interaction with the child, the CWC could ascertain or CCI could ascertain the child belong to a particular state or not, and accordingly they can coordinate with the concerned state and get the photo of the child published over there and widely circulated, so that the family of the child could be traced. Even they issue direction to the police. So police also, they are having the entire mechanism to search the family of the child. So likewise, make if all the options are being exhausted and used by the CWC and the parents are not available, then those children can also be declared legally free for adoption. Like then there is a category that because of certain reasons, the parents, or for that example, for that matter, sometimes a single mother is not able to take care of the child and she goes for surrendering the child. Mostly this sort of situation comes when the mother is actually not very old. For example, she might be a victim of sexual offense and nobody is there in the family to support. So in those cases, generally the child goes for surrender. So if the single mother or parents will be there and they are surrendering the child, then in that case, 60 days option will be given to the mother or the parents, both the parents, if they are available, that they should reconsider their decision. And if after 60 days they are not reconsidering their decision, then in that case also the child goes for adoption. And for that, and for sending the child to for adoption, it the CWC first declared them legally free for adoption, right? Then um, the child can be placed in child care institutions, or they can be restored to the family. And also in Delhi, for example, we are ensuring that they receive appropriate legal services. For example, since the CWC in Delhi is having the provision of legal service advocates, so generally CWC sends the child or any of the matter produced before CWC to LSAs, so that advocate orient the child, tell them about their rights, what will be available and what can be provided to them in this, in any particular matter. So it depends case to case specific. For example, if it is a case of sexual offense, the legal services might even suggest them to have a support person, although it is mandatory by the court. Yet the advocate orients the family, and so that they will also, whatever decision they are making, it should be an informed decision from them. So and then the CWC can take action for the rehabilitation in POXO matters. So POXO sexual offenses matters, right? So take in this case also, I'll be discussing another case. So what happened in that case? A girl child was rescued from a spa center. So what happened? Her mother was there, father was working at some other place. So in that case, when father got the information, he came to CWC along. I mean that sorry, the what happened? The child was produced before CWC, and then what happened? Then the mother of the child came. She was also having some psychological issues. Because of that, she was not able to take care of the child. Her another relative came over there, and basically her I mean the relative who was available there, her elder son was also having some criminal cases on it. So in that case, the situation at home at prima facie was not looking at all conducive for the child. So CWC firstly placed the child in CCI and then directed the police to take whatever legal action is is to be taken. Then CWC also directed District Child Protection Unit that they should visit the family and see what sort of place is there, and I mean whether the child can be sent with the family or not. So, although the CWC is already having the option under Rule 4, Sub Rule 5, that it could, even within 3 days, it could decide whether the child shall be withdrawn from the family or not. But in this instant case, CWC found it appropriate that's better child should be placed because the home environment is quite risky. The child was sent to spa center because the mother is not able to afford cannot afford even the basic facilities that she could extend to the child. So it's her schooling was compromised and many other things for the basic needs also. And although father was also earning, but he was working somewhere else, and he was not sending the required financial support to the family on time. So in this case, what happened? And the entire family was dependent on whatever the facilities the relative of the child was providing. So because of considering that all the situation, the child was placed. So her father also came. He also wanted to take the child back without even mentioning that where he will be going to take the child. So finally, it was decided basis on the basis of the situation at hand and on the basis of the social investigation report that it is not at all in the interest of the child to send her back to her family. So the child was kept in CCI. So although father was also advised, since the child is around 15 to 16 years of age, and it was advised to the father that it's better that she should go for adoption, but the father was having different sort of perspectives, and even police was also apprehensive about his behavior. Therefore, the child was never restored to the family till the MTP was conducted. So this was the stand it was taken. But even that also, that father went to this Honorable Delhi High Court, wherein Honorable Delhi High Court has also found that it is not in the best interest that the child sent to her family even after the MTP is being conducted. So, because of that reason, even after conducting the MTP, the child did not was not sent to her family, and her future plan of action was prepared by the CWC in assistance with the Legal Services Committee of Honorable High Court of Delhi. Right. So there are such situations which are being addressed by the CWC. Then there are certain important provisions of the JJ Act. So first of all, the definition. Yes, it is very much important because until and unless CWC finds whether the child is actually in need of care and protection or not. If he is in need of care and protection, then only the role of CWC will comes in. Then yes, as I said, there are general principles which are there in section 3. So these are in total 16 principles are there. These are the basic is these are basically the broad guidelines within which we see that how within which we see how rest of the provisions of the act are being made. And apart from that, as I've said, if there are there are practical situations that sometimes CWC faces, and for solution of that problem, CWC many a times resort to general principles, right, which is given there. Then section 31, it's production of CNCP child before the CWC. Section 31 is a mandatory provision that the CWC that the child should be produced before the CWC within 24 hours from the time it is being reported that a CNCP is found. So basically, it's with the police or with any other individual who comes in contact with the child who is not having any substantial support available with him. So as it has already been discussed that there is mandatory reporting provisions. So if you do not report, then it will be considered as offense, and the penal provisions will also be there under section 34. Then section 36, it is inquiry. So this inquiry is the most important component in the entire rehabilitation process, because on the basis of inquiry only you will understand that what is the issue. And when we say inquiry, it is, I mean, in most of the cases, SIR is being conducted. So in that, we'll see that, what is the family, how many members are there, what is the financial condition of the family, what is the social condition, what sort of things are there that will help the child to, support him in future, and whether it is actually best to send the child to a family, and whether any other facilities can be extended. For example, as I've said, sponsorship schemes will be there. So whether that can be extended to the family so that the child shall not require to stay in any childcare institution, and her needs are being met. Then we have section 37. Section 37 basically enlists the entire orders which a CWC can pass. So the order might be the placement of the child in any CCI, might be the restoration of the child, might be recommending the child for sponsorship care. It might be any other order, might be an inquiry to, or might be issuing any direction to the multiple stakeholders, and like that. And then we have child welfare police officer. So child welfare police officer is another mandatory provision under rule 19, as well as under section 107, that if an offense has happened with a child, that a child welfare officer should be there. So if it is not a POXO case, it is mainly dealt uh, by child welfare police officer designation is given by a person who is not below the rank of ASI. Then we have POXO cases, wherein it is mandatory that in that case, child welfare police officer, if it is there, it should be, and the statement should be recorded by a female sub inspector level officer, right? And then SJPU will be there, that Special Juvenile Police Unit, which whose service, who is basically coordinating the district level also, so that the assistance from the police will be given to them, and also the police officials will be sensitized to it. Yeah, thank you. That is all about the CWC that we have. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your valuable insights with practical examples. And now I request Dr. Pankaj sir along with Dr. Vijay Kumar Pandey sir to kindly lead this session on field level application of the JJ Act. Sir, over to both of you, sir.
Yeah. I mean, in that case, can you specifically tell us, because what is happening? I've already shared the experience that we are having. So in that case, I mean,
Sir,
it's about the specific cases that
hello.
you want us to discuss, or hello?
So,
सर माय नेम इज शशिकांत सर क्या क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं
जी जी जरूर
Ji,
जी
we
शशि।
have.
सर
Okay, sir.
मैं आई सर
Sir,
यस यस।
हाँ
हाँ
so, sir,
मेरी
can
सर
मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट और होगी शशिकांत जी, पॉसिबल आप अपना जो है वीडियो कैम अगर ऑन कर लें, ताकि हम लोग देख भी
सर
सकें कि इंटरेक्शन।
एक्चुअली मैं थोड़ा सा ओके सर लेट मी
It's all right. I mean, it's your choice. It's my request only, if it is possible for you.
sir, 1 second, sir. Before that, I just request each and everyone. Uh, Now we are going to for the Q&A session, and if Dr. Vijay sir, uh,
हाँ
if you want to share anything, sir, on the field level experience, or shall we proceed to the Q&A sessions?
yeah proceed to the Q&A.
Okay, sir. And I
We will
request
hear
all
the
the
question.
participants to raise your hand so that I will call you in a sequence. So kindly cooperate, and before unmuting yourself and getting onto the live, just kindly raise your hand. I'll definitely get on to you. Now,
सर
thank you.
मैं डॉक्टर विजय कुमार जी से भी और पंकज सर से भी मैं क्वेश्चन नहीं है सर क्योंकि
जी
मैं भी अभी हरियाणा स्टेट कमीशन में मैं काम करता हूँ चाइल्ड राइट्स कमीशन में एंड आई एम कंसल्टेंट देयर तो सर कुछ हमें प्रॉब्लम्स जो अभी आजकल जो केसेस देखने को मिलते हैं वो ज्यादातर सर जो आ रहे हैं वो आ रहे हैं सेपरेशंस ऑफ पेरेंट्स डाइवोर्स जिसमें हो रहा है और उसमें वो बच्चे को इंक्लूड कर रहे हैं बच्चे को इंक्लूड कर रहे हैं क्योंकि उनको कस्टडी चाहिए विजिटेशन चाहिए और वो स्कूल्स में भी उन चीजों को इंक्लूड करवा रहे हैं स्कूल एक पेरेंट मना कर दे रहा है स्कूल को कि जी मेरे बच्चे की इंफॉर्मेशन इससे शेयर ना की जाए दूसरा क्लेम कर रहा है कि नहीं मेरा भी राइट है और बच्चे के भी ऐसे ऐसे राइट्स हैं सो इन सिचुएशंस में सर हम लोग किस तरीके से डील करें और हमें करना चाहिए या फिर चाइल्ड वेलफेयर कमिटीज का क्या रोल रहता है डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे अगर वो कुछ कर सकें उस चीज पे ये वाले केसेस सर हमारे पास बहुत मतलब आजकल की डेट में बहुत आ रहे हैं बिकॉज गुरुग्राम में काफी ऐसे हो रहा है कि डाइवोर्स रेट बढ़ रहा है और पेरेंट्स सेपरेटली रह रहे हैं तो उसमें क्योंकि ये कस्टडी से मैटर जुड़ जाते हैं तो हम बहुत कुछ कर नहीं पाते हैं तो क्या इस चीज में सर हम इवन सर आप दिल्ली में आप दोनों ने कार्य किया तो वहां पे भी आप लोगों को ये देखने को मिला होगा बट अभी हमारे पास ये केसेस सर बहुत फ्रिक्वेंटली आ रहे हैं जहाँ पे वो उसको थोड़ा सा कस्टडी का मैटर बन जा रहा है थोड़ा सा मैट्रिमोनियल डिस्प्यूट बन जा रहा है बट बच्चा पिस रहा है बच्चा टोटली
हाँ
पिस रहा है सर तो उस केस में सर हम बहुत लिमिटेड हो जाता है इवन सीडब्ल्यूसी से भी अगर हम कुछ मतलब उम्मीद रख पाए तो वो किस हद तक उसमें कार्य कर सकता है वो सर जानना चाहूंगा मैं क्वेश्चन नहीं है मेरा जस्ट ये है कि आपसे एक्सपर्ट
नहीं नहीं बिल्कुल
ओपिनियन सर आपसे मिल
जी
पाए
जी जी
जी सर
बिल्कुल
थैंक
बिल्कुल
यू सर
जी
थैंक यू
हाँ
सर
पंकज पंकज जी मैं इसको ये करूँ थोड़ा
जी जी। ठीक है सर।
इनफैक्ट क्या नाम हुआ सर में
सर माय
शशिकांत।
नेम इज शशिकांत सर शशिकांत सिंह
शशिकांत
अच्छा
सर।
अच्छा ओ शशिकांत
जी
है ना
सर
शशिकांत जी बेसिकली ये जो फैमिली डिस्प्यूट और इस तरह की जो चीजें हैं ना जिसमें कस्टडी वाली बात आती है ये बात सही है कि आपको सीडब्ल्यूसी बहुत ज्यादा मदद नहीं कर पाएगा वहाँ है ना क्योंकि जहाँ तक मुझे ये है कि ऑलरेडी जजमेंट भी है हाई कोर्ट ऑनरेबल हाई कोर्ट का भी कि कस्टडी वाले मैटर जो होते हैं नॉर्मली हम लोग वो फैमिली कोर्ट में ही जाता है और वहीं से वो डिसाइड होता है कि किसको कस्टडी देना है तो मुझे तो इससे रिलेटेड एज सच मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा कि क्या बोलूं मतलब लेकिन हाँ ये सीडब्ल्यूसी के परव्यू में नहीं आता है फैमिली कोर्ट में जाता है क्यों
सर
क्यों
इसमें इसमें
पंकज
इसमें इसमें
नहीं
सर
मैं
इसमें सर इसमें मैं ऐड करना चाहूंगा कि प्रॉब्लम सर वहां पे नहीं आ रही है जहाँ पे कस्टडी डिस्प्यूट सब्जुडाइज है वहां पे आ रही है जहाँ पे पेरेंट्स वॉलंटरली सेपरेट रह रहे हैं और एंड देयर इज नो पेंडिंग मैटर इन द कोर्ट वहां पे
नहीं,
सर दिक्कत
लेकिन
है
उसमें उसमें शशिकांत जी दिक्कत ये है कि मतलब प्रैक्टिकली जैसे विजय सर ने बताया, इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर द सीडब्ल्यूसी टू इंटरवीन। specifically in custody matters. It can also only intervene that when the interest of the child is being compromised, and that too, if nobody is there to take care of the child. So in that case, both parents are there, both are willing. What we majorly ensure कि भाई बच्चा अगर स्कूल जा रहा है तो उसका स्कूल जो है वो डिस्टर्ब ना, ठीक है, ऐसा ना हो कि जिस पेरेंट्स के साथ रह रहा है और वो पेरेंट्स बच्चे के साथ वायलेंस कर रहा है, ये चीज ना हो, ठीक है। अगर ये चीजें नहीं है, वायलेंस नहीं है, नेग्लिजेंस नहीं है और उसका एजुकेशन डिस्टर्ब नहीं है, तो सीडब्ल्यूसी इंटरवीन नहीं कर सकता। कस्टडी मैटर जो सोलली जो डिसाइड किया जाता है या तो फैमिली कोर्ट या फिर उनकी हायर कोर्ट डिसाइड करती है। उसके अंदर सीडब्ल्यूसी मतलब देयर आर सर्टेन केसेस आई मीन वेयर इन यू कैन नॉट इवन इंटरवीन, दैट इज द इशू। और अगर क्योंकि मतलब आप भी समझ सकते हैं जब उनका डोमेन नहीं बनता है तो एक्स्ट्रा जुडिशियल मतलब चीजें हो जाती हैं उसमें,
पैरेलल हो जाता है। जी सर,
जी।
जी
तो
सर,
इसीलिए
थैंक यू
उसमें
सर,
आप बहुत ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं।
थैंक यू सर,
जी
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
जी, वेलकम।
थैंक यू शशिकांत। एंड नाउ लेट्स गो टू मिस्टर मोहम्मद अशरफ। उनका भी एक क्वेश्चन है। मिस्टर मोहम्मद,
Yeah,
प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ।
thank you. Yeah, thank you. So, my name is Mohammad Ashraf. I was a former team head in Childline India Foundation from South region.
Yeah.
So, I have one doubt regards I was intervened one case related to the child marriage or an physical abuse. We will submit the children into the CWC in terms of children in need of care and protection. But we will, the problem is their family members, but we will receiving some letters from their end and resubmit to with the parents. Then how we will be ensure the safety of that particular uh, child in need of care and protection? Maybe it leads to be a conflict with law. So some of the cases it will be little confusion because we will we will stop the marriage at the age of 17 years old and 6 months. Then we will resubmit with the child with parents, and after 6 months they did the same. That the vulnerability of the children will be same. But what are the intervention we did, but it not to be work it out. Then what will we do that time?
Vijay भैया, if you want to answer, shall I answer? हेलो विजय सर।
हेलो हेलो।
हाँ, सो अब मैं आंसर करूँ या आप करें सर?
हाँ हाँ, आप करो आप करो।
अच्छा, so what happened actually, sir? What's I mean, I'm forwarding your name. What is your name? I mean, who have asked the question? This gentleman.
Yes, Muhammad Ashraf Ali Khan.
Yeah, Muhammad Ashraf. So what happened, Muhammad ji? The thing is this: you are whatever you are doing from your side, it's the best thing. Unfortunately, what happened? CWC has to look into it. What I mean, these cases, what is the practice in Delhi is that we generally keep the child in CSI in those cases, because what happened? The law says that if the child marriage is about to happen or child is vulnerable, and the family is there who is going contrary to the best interest, and in this case it is the family who is exploiting the child on the name of child marriage or for pressurizing her either by their own words or by by beating the child or whatever it may be, because your voice was cracking. So this is what I understood, that it's you are saying it's physical violence as well as the child is pressurized, and the CWC is basically telling you to send the child back to her family. So in this case
Yeah,
the child if I'm
this
correct.
time, yeah, if you're correct, then we will issue some orders in terms of called injection order for particular case to be ensure the safety of the children for 6 months. Yes,
No,
it will
yeah,
be worked it out.
this is what I'm saying, that CWC can issue in that case. It can straight away keep the child in their own protective custody, issue the direction to the police as well as the SDM concerned, because he will be the child marriage prohibition officer in this case. So the CWC can even bring it to the knowledge of the SDM that this is the case and he shall take action. In that case, DCP can also be involved, and apart from that, the police can also be involved so that the child shall be protected. So if this is what CWC has to do in this case, but if they are not doing, there are two ways that you can go about. It's basically the problem of functioning, that CWC is not doing it properly. In that case, you can write it to the district magistrate concerned, because ultimately he will be looking after that, how proper the CWC is function. They can ensure that the functioning of the CWC will be set right. Apart from that, they require training in this case. And If you can go about it, it's a matter that their orders can be challenged in this session court in this case, because the DM will not entertain their, I mean, they cannot entertain as per law that, in this matter, if child marriage is happening and you are preventing the child marriage and CWC is issuing contrary orders instead of preventing the child marriage, it comes within the purview that, that those orders can be challenged in this sessions court. So there are three
So
options
then,
that you can exercise.
okay, so then I have another one doubt. Is the local tahsildar have a power to issue any injection orders in terms of child
Local?
marriage?
No, no, I didn't
Tahsildar,
understand. Huh? Local
tahsildar,
Tehsildar, if they have appointed, it's. I mean, as per the provision, they'll have to appoint. But in what is practicing in Delhi, it's generally the SDM that they are, appointing the child marriage prohibition officer. But in that case, the state government can appoint.
but in terms of VLCPC and BLCPC that lead by an BDO and village panchayat officer, no,
That's
that
yeah, that's entirely the take of state government. CWC rules is not there in that case, right?
okay.
Child marriage prohibition officer, CWC cannot comment on that. Whether this will be the child marriage prohibition officer. What I am telling you is what CWC is supposed to do. If CWC is not doing, what are the redressal mechanism available with you, so that you can use in this matter.
Thank you.
Okay, sure. Thank you
Uh,
so much.
Mr. Mama, thanks a lot. And we have a lot more participants. So we have time
Sure,
constraint.
sure, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. And I also request all the participants, the Google form has been shared. Mark your attendance, participation of today's for your certificates. So now next, sir, we have Mr. Akshay Dheeraj. Mr. Akshay Dheeraj, please unmute your mic and raise your question. Thank you.
You have to unmute your mic, Dheeraj.
So, Mr. Akshay, please speak.
He has to unmute his mic. It's muted, I think. Akshay Dheeraj.
Yeah, I'm just asking, sir. Well, so we'll go for Alfred. Mr. Akshay, please be ready with your mic. There's some technical glitch, I think. We can go for it. Go with Mr. Alfred, sir. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for the time. I'm Alfred. So I'm from Kerala. So I have a question, sir. If the child is institutionalized, so after we are taking that SIR, then we are making ICP, and the law says every 15 days there should be a follow-up. What the development is happening to the child, whether our CWCs can able to follow up these matters and making the final order, or with the consent of the institutions only we are making the final order. This is the first question. Second thing is, sir, what is the use of that rehabilitation form? In JJ Act, we can see some rehabilitation form. So where we are applying that?
Vijay, would you like to answer, Vijay sir? Yeah. Okay. For the first part of yours, that you'll be, I mean, rehabilitation thing that you are telling that it's 15 days. It's basically law says that it shall not be. Uh, I mean, you have to give the time of at least 15 days, and you can, in that case, you can also give more than 15 days also, that you can ask them to follow up. And in that follow up also, what happens, you whenever you are giving the next date, that case comes before you. In that case, you can see the progress which is happening over there. So it is advisable, what happened with the CCI is reporting, for example, in Delhi, they are having, I mean, for example, if I'll take my example of, Delhi, so there is a child care institution in my jurisdiction, but children from other places are also being placed in that child care institution itself. So in that case, I try to ensure that let's have a dialogue with the CCI, that that what is their comfortability as well, and what is the time that they can spare. I do not unnecessarily pressurize them, but yes, law does not restrict you. If you want, You just issue them the guidelines, and you'll have to keep a check on that, that follow up is going on properly or not. And but yes, in many of the cases when a child is institutionalized, the journalists submit ICP to you, and counseling report or any other status report that they want to bring in to your knowledge. So in that case, it's up to you entirely how you go about it. But yes, since the child will be produced before you on the day and on the next date that you will be giving, and on the date you will be taking up, the case next time. So that thing. First, this is the thing. So it's all about the discretion of the CWC, how they want to go about it.
Sir, 1
Second,
minute.
about, yeah.
Sir, what that is right. I'm asking about whether the CWC can check the progress of that child, whether they are institutionalized.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
how
that
they?
that is
Yes, sir.
within your power. That is within your power, that you can keep a check. So institutionalization, I mean, for that CCI you cannot ask them to institutionalize. You
Mm.
basically direct them to admit the child. So
Yes,
if
yes,
the direction is issued, then they have to admit the child compulsorily,
yes.
right? So that is there, they have to admit them, and they progress afterwards. If you want to see, you can ask them to the different reports, even individual health specific reports you can ask from them. You can ask them if specific learning issues that the child is facing. For that also you can ask the CCI to submit the report on. And apart from that, any other uh, for example, ICP will also be there. So if there is any other specific component that you want to see in terms of the child, where the child was lacking, so on that issue, if you want, you can ask them. That's not an issue. So they have to admit the child
So,
was lacking.
but whether the CWC can get time, because all the days the cases are coming up, whether we
That
get the time to follow.
In
timing,
fact,
see.
even in fact,
Sorry.
even in fact, पंकज मैं इसमें करूँ थोड़ा.
जी 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 sir.
हाँ. Even in fact, in such situation, CWC has also this their right. They actually visit the home also. Regular visit. There is a provision of
Inspection.
monitoring. They can visit the home and they can take report of the child. And it is I think two visit in every month. Every member has to visit. That is mandatory for all the members. So there also we interact with the child while visiting the home. We also interact with the child and take note of all these such things.
Okay,
And so
okay, sir. Okay.
regarding time and all that, you'll have to manage. I mean, it's not, if see, workload is also available. I mean, in every CWC, I think,
Yeah.
in many of the cases which are being situated as a prominent place. If it is a state, in certain states, the number might be less. For example, if I take the example of Madhya Pradesh, there are certain CWCs like Neemach and all, there the number of cases are quite less. But when you compare the number of cases that the CWC is handling, even CWCs within Delhi also, they were having larger jurisdictions. So cases comes to them, so they'll have to prioritize that, how they want to go about it. If they are not having the time to attend the case on that particular day, second day you can take up the matter. So likewise, you'll have to manage. I mean, ultimately, I can understand, you are working in a very pressurized environment, and you have very shortage of time. But even that, you'll have to prioritize how you want to go about it. And that is the practical difficulties I think many of the CWCs are facing.
Thank you, sir. And sir, before that, there was another
Sir,
question.
second question, that rehabilitative form, what is the use of?
Yeah.
Uh, Vijay sir,
Vishal.
if you want to. Hello.
Sir, we'll go for the next
It's
question, sir.
No, no, he was asking something about the rehabilitation form that he was asking for.
Okay.
So I did not understand the question properly.
Yeah.
That he is
Uh,
asking for
Mr.
what?
Alfred, could you please be clear with
It's,
your questions?
yeah, sir. It's there is a form in JJ Act. It's claiming about rehabilitative form. So I think 15C or
Form
something
number.
else. Yeah,
Form
Form
number, which
number.
form
Can you
number?
tell?
yeah. Form number 15C. I am not I am not able to remember what is the number, but it's a form, rehabilitation form. So, but where we are
15C.
using, but in the law there is no provision for there is no uh, significant provisions for to use that rehabilitation form. That's why.
Then it is not compulsory for you.
Oh,
If it is not, if
okay.
it is not compulsory,
Yeah.
compulsorily is there in the law, then it is not compulsory. These are the broad guidelines that you can go about. See, I mean, many of the forms which are being appended with the JJ Act is, in certain cases, they are basically broad guidelines within which you can plan your rehabilitation plan for the child. But ultimately, it is you who has to decide. If it is mandatory, you'll have to follow it. If it is not mandatory, then it gives you the freedom that you can decide the rehabilitation plan of the child as per your own understanding and your own discretion, but it shall not violate in any way violate the basic principles as well as the provisions of the JJ Act.
Thank you, sir. Sir, there was a question from President Sanjay Bhatt, sir. Some student has written to him. So, what is the
Yes.
importance of SIR and what is its content and what skills are required by the students of a social work? So, that's the question. And next, Mr. Prasad, you'll be the. Thank you.
Hmm. So basically, social investigation report. So what happens? It is a basically a detailed performer. The significance of this is that you'll get the family details. You'll also get how much families are, their financial capacity. You'll also understand that the bonding that the child is having with his own family members. You'll also understand that educationally where the child stands. I mean, whether she's going to school or not, these are things are there. And at the last, observation will also be uh, mentioned in that SIR form itself. So in that case, you'll be getting an overall picture to understand, the situation of the child in his own family. So on the basis of that, the significance of this is that on the basis of that, you'll understand where you need to intervene. For example, if a child's family is financially unstable, right? So earlier, what happened? The sponsorship provision was very much limited, but right now, the government has, with the introduction of this thing sponsorship program, they have more or less streamlined it, and the central fundings will be available. So that money that you can give to the family so that the child's education shall be continued, and apart from that, you will be monitoring that how much child is progressing. But how will you arrive at the decision that that you have to take for the child, and especially how you will ensure their best interest? It depends mostly majorly on the social investigation itself. So you'll understand. So that is the significance of this SIR. And from the social work point of view, workers point of view, see in the field, and for example, we have been using different methods, different techniques for so that we can provide the best of the facilities and the best to the child. I mean, if I say in the particular context, so the child will also become a responsible citizen of the country. So that thing is important. Importantly, I mean, it is that's why it is important for for a social work practitioners to get understanding of it properly.
In fact, one more thing about the SIR, what you say, is basically what we do at the social worker or welfare officer. Basically, there is a welfare officer or outreach worker. They basically visit. Actually, this is made by visiting the home visit, doing home visit. है ना? So they visit the uh, place of the child, and from there they collect. They visit their schools and their neighbors they talk about, and then they make the whole report. So that is very important, how social investigation report is being made. And many times we see that it is made in even in the office. That is not a good practice. We always take care of these things, that it should be made while visiting the home of the child. That is important. And it is one tool which is used while in even in during the in case of juvenile justice board. There we always see the while granting bail, we always take note of the SIR. And there we see everything, like whether what is the circumstances, whether the child is coming from the child coming from the vulnerable background, or child is in peer pressure, and everything is there in we captured in the SIR. So it is very, very important in case of CNCP, and at the same time in CCL also.
Thank you, sir. Now we have Mr. Prasad Karte. Mr. Prasad, please unmute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Sir, my question is in a preventive part of regarding this issue. What are the preventive initiatives from CWC regarding this issue?
Regarding what issue? I mean, can you specify? Because
Regarding recently we celebrate child marriage free India, and currently we are working with families. I have a 3 cluster to deal with, and we are trying to form a VCPC committee in those 3 village level child protection committee. But CWC is not giving any support regarding this. So that's why I'm understanding that what are the preventive measures taken by CWC regarding this issue.
child marriage
We are
specifically, you're asking.
yeah, no, not like child marriage. All these
Anything,
issues
any
regarding child
cases, in any
separation,
cases
any
of children,
cases,
you say.
what are the safety measures and what are the preventive measures regarding this?
Uh,
Because I listen all our discussions.
yeah,
We are going from after part. But what are the preventive measures? Because I think prevention is better than treatment. So what are the preventive measures? I'm not understanding, and I'm facing
okay,
lots of
okay,
problem regarding that.
okay, okay. Mr. Prasad, you are very true that prevention is better than cure. And in fact, in my experience, in fact, in our CWC, we basically, in fact, in whole act, we basically talk about everything, like prevention, curative approach, which follow preventive approach, curative approach, and promotive. Everything we talk about these things. है ना? Here we say how you are interpreting a particular thing, particular section. है ना? So I can say in our CWC, we basically coordinate with DCPO, and we also visit the community also. We participate in some awareness generation programs also. So outreach is also we do like in POXO, giving awareness or sensitize people about the POXO related issues. So our team also member also visit the community, and along with the DCPU. Actually, DCPU is the main authority. Along with them, we visit the community and we actually make aware about the people, about the children, about the people, about the issues of children. So it is there, but of course we are more engaged in the that our work, which is basically due to heavy caseload and all those things. So, but of course,
And yeah. And basically, Prasadji, what happens, CWC has a very limited role in prevention. If you
Okay.
look into the JJ, it's primarily the responsibility largely on the District Child Protection Unit. So CWC's role, unfortunately, I mean, although they are making efforts from their own sides and in certain cases try to prevent the things, but their role is very much limited in that. So if you say if any specific problem is there, I can comment on that. But overall, if you see CWC, does not have very much role in prevention.
Also, I have one more thing in my mind that
Yeah.
while running those campaigns, child marriage, regarding child marriage, I I observe one gap that is we are promoting child marriage free India, and we
Hmm.
don't have any uh, system to prevent child marriage. Like at least we should have a one step behind it. Like before arranging any marriage, we should have any kind of certification. We should have mandatory pre-marriage counseling. That is mandatory. We need mandatory sort of kind of some system for preventing child marriage and those kind of things. We need a policy intervention for it. But no one is discussing that, and no one is discussing about this.
Regarding child marriage prevention, also I'm telling you, it's on the tip of
Mm.
only that any of the system will be working. For example, if in your state, if any child marriage prohibition officer will be appointed, it must be there. So right. So these are basically their duty that they shall prevent it, and also it is being done on in most of the cases it is being done on the tip off. For example, if I'll say in Delhi, it's only the tip off that SDM concern will start, go for prevention. And that too is majorly done by the District Child Protection Unit in with support of the local police station. Unfortunately, from CWC side, if you see, as I've said, that even their role is very much limited. If they get
Very
to
much.
know about prevention of it, they will straight away direct the agencies. But if you ask them, that they shall go to the field and aware them, so I think they have very limited, what you say, limited jurisdiction in that matter. They are going with the CWs, they are going with the DCPU. That's beyond what is the mandate of the act for them. So CWC cannot do much about it. Regarding counseling and all, marriage and all, and registration of that, it depends state to state. So for example, if Goa, if you see, they register the marriage. And now what happened, the partners, what happened, the spouse sometimes, specifically from girl side, they want to change their surname. For example, if my wife is Thakur and I am Gupta, so my wife will see that her surname is changed from Thakur to Gupta, and in another way they'll be registering her marriage and getting the marriage certificate from that. But as such, it is not mandatory in many of the states of India. So because of that only, you are saying it should be done, but it is not happening in every state.
Because what happened, sir? Uh, we are registering marriage after marriage done, and lots of parents are done their children's marriage. They are waiting for children getting 18, and after they will register their marriage. So it should be before the marriage. Right? This, I, I
Mm.
I didn't understand this system. In Maharashtra also, these kinds of things are happening.
But in Goa, I've seen that they are registering their marriage before going for the actual marriage. I
Uh,
stayed over there for more than 2 years, and there they were
in
registering the
fact,
marriage. It's
in fact,
mandatory as per their local.
sometimes people are getting married. They are arranging
Mr.
big
Mr.
function,
Prasad,
and after, yeah, yeah.
Mr. I think we had enough time, so there are many other participants as well. So,
Okay, okay, okay.
yeah,
No
thanks a
problem.
lot. I think your doubts were cleared. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So
Thank
no
you, thank you.
more hands were raised, sir. We are running out of time, and thank you, Dr. Pankaj Gupta, sir, and Dr. Vijay Kumar Pandey, sir, for your patience and valuable insights and Q&A. Now, as we come to the conclusion of today's workshop, I now invite Professor Sanjay Bhatt, the president of NAPSWI, sir, to kindly share his guidance and closing remarks.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Sir, happy to see you again.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I have question to the Vijay Kumar, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Just for a second,
Thank
I
you.
want to ask a question that how to join NAPSI
Yeah,
and
we'll share that. Thank you, Mr. Is it Mr. Kaushik? Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. So before that, let me conclude. So thank
please
you,
share on the WhatsApp group.
Sanjay Bhatt sir, for your valuable presence and for your valuable guidance and encouragement. I once again thanks our.
Sir, is there any?
Thank you everyone for the session.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Request you, please add me. If, is there any official WhatsApp group, sir?
We'll just share you, sir, in the chat box or just a second. Yeah. So many of you also asking me, asking us regarding the membership. For the membership, you can kindly check our website. The link is provided, the NAPSI. Yeah, and for the WhatsApp group and all, we will communicate with you. Yeah. And before that,
I'm a life member of NAPSI, sir. That's why I'm requesting.
yes, sir. Yeah. Please post your questions in the comment box so that you'll get the reply. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Is there
Okay,
any
I'm just putting the number again.
is there any membership certificate after completion of payment and form fill up?
Yes, everything you will be getting. Once after you register with the NAPSI, you'll be getting a certificate, and that information will be provided there. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So, this, Yeah, before we conclude, the next session, it is on the legal literacies again. It is on the POCSO Act, and that will be held on 14th February. And certificates and all the resources book will be shared to all the participants who have what fill the Google form. And if you have missed, please do fill the form. And regarding the membership, you can contact the NAPSWI office number, and which is there on the website. Again, also I'll just share you. You can meet the NAPSWI support team. I'll just share you the number for that. Yeah. And I especially thank you, Mr. Om Chowdhury, the program officer, NAPSI, for this wonderful session. Yeah. Over to Mr. Om. He'll be giving you some guidance on NAPSI membership and all. हाँ लोग पूछ रहे हैं Yes, sir. Yes. So thank you all for joining us. And again, I just wanted to remind the next date. It is February 14th, and we have the series on POCSO Act. Thank you all. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. And I also thank my co-host Pragati.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.